Simon & Schuster Audio presents Hearts Touched with Fire: How Great Leaders Are Made by David Gergen. Read by the author.
To grandchildren, Gabriel, Amira, and Hannah, Maya, and Liam, for future lives of service and leadership. Introduction. We begin this story in Sweden, where a schoolgirl of 8 years of age began her journey toward becoming one of the most influential leaders in the world. Early stirrings of her ascent started during her primary school years, when her teachers showed films about the degradation of the world's environment. Plastic junking up of oceans, starving polar bears, raging forest fires. Most classmates listened, were momentarily concerned, and then moved on. Greta Thunberg listened and obsessively dwelled upon her impending doom. Her classmates went about their day. She retreated into herself and became severely depressed about how little adults were doing to mitigate the damage. She began skipping school, barely 8, and wondered if the world would survive its current course. At home, Greta began speaking with her parents about the climate, reading reports, and watching films. Her Asperger's syndrome, she often says, became a source of power. In her weeks at home, her laser focus enabled her to build an encyclopedic knowledge about the environment. She began testing her powers of persuasion on her parents, knowing she could be convincing, but not quite sure how to make herself heard. She worried she was too small to make a difference. Then in February 2018, an unrelated tragedy struck some 5,000 miles away. In southern Florida, a gunman armed with a semi-automatic rifle stormed through the halls of a high school in Parkland, killing 17 and wounding 17 more. Survivors were devastated. Rather than wallowing in grief, however, an emboldened cohort of students turned their suffering into action. Meeting at first in small numbers on their parents' living room floors, students launched Never Again MSD, an organization committed to tougher gun laws. They were determined that such a tragedy should never strike another community. In the days after the shooting, they took to the airwaves and to social media, demanding background checks and other measures of...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?